your friend. If you disagree, then you have to tell why you disagree. At the end, within few minutes, we all come to a single explanation, which becomes a philosophy. And the most reasonable is what we'll all agree to that. And you'll soon realize things happen in front of you, and you just don't notice it. And that's what we are trying to develop today, that anything you do, believe me, everything you do from morning to evening is an experiment. Your walking is an experiment, your eating is an experiment, moving your fingers is an experiment. We just don't pay attention what experiment we are doing. Okay, so let's start with that. And so the first experiment we'll do, I have got a bag. I need a volunteer for this. So we need a volunteer who will have some 10-20 rupees. How much you have? 20, 40, 50, 100? 10 rupees? She looks, Shweta looks quite rich. Okay, so Shweta will help me with that. Oh, you got it, come. What's your good name? Hey? Mahesh. So Mahesh is going to help me in this experiment, or a trick, whatever you want to call it. Remember, your job is to look at it, observe it, and explain to me. That's the reason I was telling you come front. Closer the better, you can come and sit with me. There is no secret. Now you see. And those who have seen it before, don't share these secrets. Anyway, I will tell you within 2 minutes. Yeah, I got a volunteer now. Okay? So we'll set it up. Ready? So Mahesh is going to help me with this experiment. I have got, first I'll tell you what I am going to do, and you believe me right now, but soon you will realize I will show you everything. Okay? So I have got a bag. There are many tubes in this bag. Mahesh is going to put his hand into the bag. He is going to make sure there are many objects in the bag. Okay, and then once he is sure that there are many things in the bag, he can pick one and take the hand out. Yes? Okay, that's the first step. There could be snakes inside. How do you believe I'm just... See, that's a blind faith again. Teachers say everything is right. Okay, but believe me, there are no snakes. So make sure there are many things in the bag. Take one out. Yeah? Show it to them. It opens in the middle. It's a tube. It opens in the middle, just open it. Open it, pull it to part. Yeah? Just put your note inside that and close it. Just put a 5 rupee note or 10 rupee note. Just one more bend. Because it is short, so you have to bend it like this also. Just put it in that and close it and shake it. Does it make any sound or anything? No. Now, what he is going to do, he is going to hold this tube into his hand and then put his hand again back into the bag. Make sure he sees everything else in the bag, feels everything else, mixes this with that and then leave it there. So don't leave it unless until you are convinced that there are other objects in the bag. Mix it with that, then when you are comfortable, you leave it and take your hand out. Yeah? Yeah? So leave your tube and then take your hand out. Now you can sit down. I look into the bag, I pick up one tube. Okay? This experiment till yet I have not failed. This is the tube which contains the note. There are two possibilities. Either this tube contains the note or this does not contain the note. If this contains the note, I am a hero. If this does not contain the note, the idea was to make note disappear and then I become a superhero. Either way, it's head or tail, outcome is always mine, isn't it? That's what magicians do. They never tell you what they are going to do beforehand. And whatever happens, that's what was supposed to happen. But since we are not doing a magic show, this will be the cube which has the note. So I can ask anyone, you want to open it? And just show it to all. Open it. Is there a note inside? Just pull it. Is there a note inside? Yeah? Mahesh, your note is gone anyway. Okay, that's the same one, so give it back to him. Mahesh can just take it. Yeah? So this experiment I never fail. Little bit clap is always okay. Tell me, how can I be so sure that I don't fail? Raise your hands and we'll have all of us discuss it. 1, 2, 3. We start with ladies first. Yeah.
The objects might not be of the same dimension.
So the other objects may not be of the same size, same shape, maybe same color. Very smart. But that will be cheating, isn't it? There's nothing. What is science? Make different shape, different size, different color. What could be science which? So what I'm trying to tell you is, you know the process, what has happened. So how do I put it? Don't ask this as a question. Why this has happened? Everything you analyze as a picture. See, if you watch a picture and you come back, you remember all the dialogues, all the characters, but that does not happen in a lecture. Isn't it? Lecture is 1 hour, that does not happen. Picture is 3 hours. Why? Because you create an image. There is a continuity, there is an image which gets an impressed on your mind, and that plays. Plus your attention, of course, is more there, because that will be Madhuri Dixit or Aishwarya Rai, compared to somebody, Anil Kumar, standing and teaching you. Okay? But same thing for everything happens in life. If you create a picture, the moment you have a picture, you will know the answer. Don't look for, do I know? Size is different. No, that's not debate. Understand the process, what exactly has happened, and what will it take for that to happen. And believe me, you all know it. And that is what, by the end of the day, we are going to learn. For every experiment, whether we do or somebody else does, it's an experiment. Look at the experiment twice, thrice, 4 times, repeat it in your mind. Ask what it takes to do that. Is it doable? And if it's doable, how to do it? And you will have the answer. So size, shape, weight, color will be very simple. We will not do that. What else? Don't have to leave homes. I told you. We don't leave home. Anybody else? You are the one who opened it. No input. Look at the other way now. What did I do? There was a tube in presence of other tubes in a bag. I looked into the bag and I picked up one. Yes? All the tubes will attend. Is that a valid observation? Why? You don't agree with Shweta. Shweta says all the tubes might have 10 rupee note. Is that observation valid or invalid? Why? Yeah, so when Mahesh took it out and he took out one tube empty. So you can say all the tubes but one tube was empty. And then Mahesh took that tube out. So who is a magician, he or me? So if I have to do the magic, then that won't happen. That's my observation. So what did let's look the other way around. There's a bag in which there are many objects. And of course a black bag, it will be dark inside. Any bag will be dark. Now I have to see something in dark to pick up anything. What is visible in dark? Can you somebody tell me? Raise your hand now. What is visible in dark? Don't worry about it. I'm not asking this. What can you see in dark? Tell me what you see in dark. Let me understand this.
Something which is fluorescent.
No, worry about that. Don't give too much dark. What is visible in dark?
White.
The only thing which is visible in dark is light. There's nothing else which is visible in dark which is visible. Only thing which can see in dark is light. More darker it is, less the light you require to see that. In this, if I turn a red light somewhere, you can't see because it's already bright. Yeah? So if I have to see something in the bag which is dark, the only thing in a bag I can see is light. Which means the object which I am going to see, pick up, has to have some light in it. Otherwise there is no way, nothing else is visible. There is no color visible in dark, there is no shape visible in dark, nothing. The only thing I can see is light, which means this object has to have light. Now you have to ask yourself, how can now you have multiple objects in which one only has light? When you see that, which means this process has to be triggered. See, all of them are together, only one starts to glow, which means that process is triggered, that process is created on spot. And the only one tube came out, and that tube has to generate light, which means something must have happened in that time when it came out, it got activated. The only thing which glows is your fluorescence or phosphorescence. All of you now know, at this age, most of you grow up with the rooms where the children rooms were different, isn't it? A lot of you must have had the homes where the kids' room were different. There's a decoration you do on the ceiling. What decoration you do? You put moons and stars. Then what happens? You switch off the light. Then what happens? They glow. Why? What's the phenomena? Phosphorescence. Don't tell me radium. Because you require license. They have atomic energy person sitting here and catch us. If anyone of us tell that I am holding radium with me, or uranium, okay? You require a license to handle that. Yeah? It could be either phosphorescence or fluorescence, but it's not fluorescence. It has to be phosphorescence. Why? Now you all must have studied this by now. Why fluorescence is not possible, you need phosphorescence? Students, both glow light, isn't it? But why fluorescence is not?
Phosphorescence is time scale.
And fluorescence? Right? No, both require same source of energy.
Light source of then phosphorescence light source also occur. But in phosphorescence, fluorescence is not.
No, same light, same. Every process is same. You shine light, you excite the molecule, it either can fluoresce or phosphor. I'm saying this for this particular that do you at home, or here you require phosphorescence, fluorescence will not work. Why? Because you have done. Which one? Where? And fluorescence? What is that time? Yeah, so nanosecond is your fluorescence lifetimes. By the time you switch off the light, it's already gone. Phosphorescence can be milliseconds to seconds to hundreds of seconds. And I'm not doing a trick, he puts it and I just pick up. Even then is nanosecond loss. So I can't rely on fluorescence. I need to have enough time before and I need to have something which gets activated with visible light. Because there's only light present here. Yeah. So my chromophore has to have visible light which absorbs and phosphor then rather than fluorescence. And that's what all your moons and stars which you use at home, they are all the same. I've taken the same thing and converted it into tubes. Yeah? And then you look into the back, there's only one thing which is glowing. And you need to be blind if you don't pick up that. Isn't this? In the dark, if you look at, there's only one thing which is there. Yes? So what I will do is, I will put this tube back into the bag and pass it around. You look into that and you realize that this is the one glowing. Once it stops glowing, take one out and again 10 seconds, it will again start glowing. Make sure there are 4 and I want 4 back. Don't keep one as a souvenir. Because 6 have reduced to 4. And I'm not in a position to buy. This came from US. This was a part of my magic trick and this was a development project which was one copy only was given to me. And nobody else makes it and they didn't sell it, they are also not making it. So please, security or whoever, the last person who brings it to me should have 4 tubes. Okay? So the question is, you use first, so look at that. So don't look at process, I know. No, there's nothing to know or not know. Understand the process. There's a dark place, I have to see something and pick the only thing I can pick which has a light. How to get the light is a glow. Glow will only happen with phosphorus fluorescence. I can't use fluorescence, I use phosphorus and so on and so forth. There's nothing new. You can go back home, buy those moon, stars, fish, everything from Archie's or any other department store, put it in a bag, leave it for a day. Next day you can tell your parents, pick up anything and put it back. They'll pick up one and put it back. And you turn around and say, you selected a horse. You become a magician, isn't it? But since the shapes are different, they realize, and this is the same thing which they have seen in their home, they'll say, what are you telling? You're kidding me. But the same thing I did by changing the shape and all of you are lost. You understand? So the connectivity in a process need to be learned. Okay. Same thing, I'll give classical case. We teach in chemistry class, water is, tell me the property of water, colorless, tasteless, odorless? Yes or no? Don't tell me Bisleri has taste. Why Bisleri has taste? Because there's an added salt into that for drinking. Otherwise, water is tasteless, colorless, and odorless. Agree? Although that water is very difficult to get nowadays, but that's the inherent property of the water. Yes? Anybody disputing this? You can dispute now. Anyone disputing no? Then, if I put all of you in different rooms and give you a paper and colors and ask you to draw some scenery with river and boat and trees and mountains and sun, and I collect all the 100 paintings back, everything will be different other than one thing. What will be the common thing in all of that? Everybody has drawn water blue. And then you call them again and say, what's the color of the water? It's colorless. So in the chemistry class, it's colorless. You go to the drawing class, it becomes blue. Yes or no? So something is wrong, and we never bother about it. Inherently, all of you cannot be picking up the same color if the color is not there for that object. Isn't it? So back in mind, somewhere deep down, you know water is blue in color. But you still keep saying that water is colorless. Then you go to swimming pool, what happens? It becomes blue. You come to the class, it becomes colorless again.